Hello everybody, the name is Liberate Jr. and I am here with a freaking rising EDM legend in the rhythm community, in the desert community. You see the sign right here. I'll move it closer if you can see it. It is Mistah, or as your wife would probably call you, Puddin', I bet. But again, this is the man who has been grinding in this musical scene ever since, I believe, 2019, and has already been making rounds after rounds with his work. I gotta mention Subsidia. You did a bit of vocals with a few artists there. Yeah. We have to mention, of course, you working with Hesh, I believe, in Function Records.
We got a bunch of shit coming out soon. We got a whole tape coming out, actually.
Amazing. And of course, I gotta mention this quickly because 808s love you so much. The collaboration with you and him with the song Jug Step.
Yeah, I created the whole wave, bro. That's that whoop whoop shit.
That is amazing. And of course, I have to mention so many of the incredible artists you opened for. You opened for freaking Macari, Boogie T, and of course you opened for Hi, I'm Ghost. And now, tonight, for the second time, I believe, you have opened for SNAILS. I'm curious to know, what's it like to open for a legend like SNAILS?
It's cool. Like building a relationship with those artists is dope. Having them be friends on like a personal level is even doper. But having them like fuck with my music, being that it's so different than like normal dubstep and shit, like it just means a lot to me that they fuck with it. You know what I mean? It's just a cool validation. You know what I mean?
Amazing. Did you really think that like something like this would like reach to where it is right now? Like ever since, I would say, you made your first ever record on SoundCloud on April 26, 2019, this you being with Rough Records, Space Ghost and Senri, it would go from there to where we are now. Do you think it would grow this type of level?
I always knew it was going to be.
You always knew.
This isn't even where it's going to be either, bro. Like I'm just starting out. You know what I mean? Like I've only been doing this for like not even a long time. You know what I mean? Now I got like a real team, real backing behind me and shit. So we're about to really turn up now.
That is amazing. And I'm curious to know, with this type of music, you're saying this being different from all the other stuff out there, what makes it so different, if you can explain it?
I mean, I come from the heavy metal and like, rap like scene, and like, everybody in this scene is like not, you don't hear like EDM and dubstep with the type of shit I'm rapping about on it, and you definitely like don't see many people who are on my type of energy, especially with like juggalo shit and stuff like that. Even with the artists I collab with, like Trippy the Kid, Ichabod Veins.
All are
got
correct.
Some shit coming out with Barnacle Boy and Ian. That shit gonna be crazy. But yeah, I'm just making like a lot of different shit with a lot of like abstract artists.
That is amazing. I'm sorry, you kind of blew me away by mentioning you have some work with Barnacle Boy, a legend like him. Yeah. Barnacle Boy, I'm so happy you're repping the next generation right here. That's incredible. Yeah. Now, you mentioned this is more like heavy metal type music, heavy metal type vibes. What is about heavy metal that like lured you to want listen to that music and rap about that type of stuff? I'm curious to know, because heavy metal, again, different, but what makes what makes you want to combine EDM and heavy metal?
It's just the two kind of musics I like. You know what I'm saying? Like I also, my brain works like it's very speedy, so like I get bored producing one kind of thing, so I started to like combine the both. I also thought there was like nobody doing it in the scene, so I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna do that shit, because at the end of the day, I don't really do this shit for nobody except myself. Like it makes me happy, and like it brings me joy to make music, so I make what I like, you know what I mean?
Understood. Are there any heavy metal bands that that got you into the genre, if you can recall any?
That got me into the genre?
Yeah, like me saying, you know what, this is pretty cool, let me try it out.
Honestly, yo, I fuck with back in the day, back in the day, like early Hatebreed and like Pantera and shit like that, like Iron Maiden, like a lot of that early metal. But like when you ask me that question now, I mean I'm fucking with like Knock Loose, like Kublai Khan, shit like that, you know what I mean?
And for EDM,
Ice Nine Kills, shout out Ice Nine Kills.
Ice Nine Kills, a legendary band there. Now for EDM, what got you into that?
To be honest, man, I just there was this guy RY Legit, and like he used to make these like crazy ass like dubstep like Sweetie Man and shit, and it was just like so intense, and I got the same vibe that I got when I was listening to like metal music and shit. So I was like, yo, I fuck with this shit too, because I like sub and bass and all that crazy shit. That's one thing metal don't really have. So I always wanted to combine the worlds, you know what I mean?
Amazing. And a lot of the music that you made that is very no different out of the world, I feel like a lot of them are also inspired by different types of media as well. I think my personal favorite that you made like in 2020, this is one of my favorite things to listen to. the shitty walk free download. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for people who like use certain shows and cartoons and implement it into their work. I've seen Subtronics do it with his work, so it's like, you know what, was inspired by him? I'm sorry, I love hearing the walk from the shitty walk. I think it was one of my favorite parts. Person to listen to.
I love South Park. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, that episode's fucking hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could I not do that? That was one of my first songs I put out too. That's crazy. That's like
your first original.
That was like one of my first originals. Yeah.
Amazing. And like, since that's doing your first originals, and you kept like making your own sound. Was it hard or easy to make your own sound? You knew what you loved. You knew what you wanted to do. Was it hard or easy?
I like that question.
Okay.
And I like that question because it was hard and easy.
Okay.
My sound came naturally to me over time. I built that shit, but it was hard because a lot of the judgment I would get from the rest of the community at times, like, oh, like that shit, like it's too much, like you rapping about negative shit. Like I'll be 100 with everybody right now. I rap about and sing about and scream about negative shit because that's the shit that fucks me up inside. And when I get the opportunity musically to scream that shit out, it makes me feel better. And a lot of people resonate with that shit too. And and that being in the EDM scene is definitely a new flavor for the scene. You know what I'm saying? So
Understood.
when people are hearing that shit, it definitely shocks them a little bit, but it resonates too. You know what I'm saying?
Understood. And I feel like, again, there's no better way like let that energy out than by speaking it, rapping out. That's what music is. It's almost like therapy. It's your way of laying it out and like be like, okay, this type of bad things happen, negative happen. How does that make you feel? And hold nothing back. Tell me, tell it to me, scream it out to me.
I think in the EDM scene, there's a lot of cookie cutter shit going on right now. There's a lot of the same stuff, and that's kind of what's making me distance myself from like dubstep in general a little bit right now. But I don't know, man. Like artists who are taking a real like different approach and taking that chance, making different shit. Y'all the real ones, because y'all pushing the scene forward instead of making that same old shit that everybody else is doing for real.
And not to mention, we also gotta give some love to the fans who really message you, who really understand where you're coming from, because people only saw the surface of what it was. It was negative, it was this and that, and they immediately ran away. And people who actually stayed and listened, who actually replayed your songs, heard the songs. Some of them even go screaming the lyrics out in the crowd, which is insane. Those are people who are the true ride or dies.
That's facts, bro. And like the people who really sticking by me and stuck by me and helping me really push this shit to where it is. I love y'all more than anything, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I might come off as like spooky, scary, like don't talk to me type vibe, but anybody who really knows me knows I'm a big ass teddy bear. Not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? So.
Teddy bear with a knife? I'm kidding.
Teddy bear with a knife. At the end of the day, it's just music and it helps me out, you know what I'm saying?
Amazing. So now I'm curious to know, with all it's done so far, with Hi I'm Ghost, with SNAILS, with also playing a few festivals here and there, I'm curious to know what might be next for Mr. J. We are in 2024. It's kind of began around 2019's work, but so the first work of Mr. J. What's next?
So next for me, you're gonna be seeing a lot of different type music come out. I got another Alias coming out real fucking soon. You're about to check out, and that shit's gonna have some real push behind it. For real, I'm real excited about that shit.
I'm curious to know what will this Alias entail?
It's gonna be all new metal music.
All metal.
No EDM, all new metal shit. Like a lot of crazy collabs with that shit too. It's called Dead Gretzky, so keep an eye out when I drop that shit. It's really gonna go crazy. But for Mr. J, I'm making a lot of obscure rap shit, a lot of trap metal, a lot of dark trap. I've been taking a little break from the dubstep shit for a little bit.
Understood. Now with this Alias, will it be almost like a full-on metal band? We're gonna have guitars, drums,
whole band. The whole band.
I can hardly wait to witness that. So first hitting EDM festivals, will this be something we'll basically on some big arena stages?
You're gonna see this from the jump on some big ass stages. Trust me when I say that. When this project launches, you won't really see this shit.
I can hardly freaking wait. But dude, you gotta